So this is actually something I guess that's kind of close to my heart. I do have a 2-year-old daughter. I think the one thing I always come back to with this, because I do think about this a lot, is that I want her to be kind. I want her to be a kind individual. I want her to grow up to be kind, compassionate, and always thinking about others. I do work with young women, so you know, it's easy to see a lot of negativity nowadays. You know, where bullying is very prevalent nowadays. I do want her to be different. I want her to see that she can stand up for herself, but that she can also be a kind, caring person. I wouldn't say that I have one specific mentor. I have, I think, several people that have impacted my life in the many different seasons that I've had in my life. So I have definitely a main support system, but there have been so many different people that have come across my path over my time with my business, or, you know, just as a person, you know, growing as a person. So I wouldn't say that I have one specific person. I have just a really good group surrounding me. I think that sometimes we actually put barriers on ourselves. I don't know that I see one specific barrier. I think that as a woman, I've never really felt like there was something that I couldn't do. I've always been pretty confident about a lot of things in my life. So I think that we just put barriers on ourselves. We say like we can't do things because we're women. So I think that, you know, taking those barriers away from ourselves, letting ourselves feel confident, is a huge thing for women. Well, I think that specifically this question probably goes along with what I do for a living. I'm a gymnastics instructor, so I get to work directly with a lot of young women. And I do try to help them develop as young leaders. I try to build up confidence, self-esteem. I do want them to take those main things out into the world and be able to do those things for their career or whatever it is that they choose to do. That's a hard one. I think if there were a way to clone myself or certain people, if there was a way to always have more time in the day, you know, I don't know what that invention could be, but I feel like as a business owner, there's never enough hours in the day. You're always being dragged around. You know, I'm a mom too, so I think that if there was something that could be invented too, to clone myself, that would be it. I actually, before I took over my business, I turned it down for a year when I was offered it, and I worked another job, and that was definitely a time I failed. I went and I worked another job, so I think having the chance to do it again obviously was amazing, but that was definitely something I learned from, that it's okay to take risks even if you're young, because I was very young at the time. Success is when my students accomplish their goals, when I see them achieving what they came to do, and you know, being excited about it, coming to me very excited that they had a goal and they stuck with it and they achieved that goal. I think that to me, that's, in my business, that's the biggest form of success. This is kind of a funny one because I was homeschooled, so you have to ask my mom. I'm not sure what she would say about that. I think she would say I was a good student, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Beyond fear lies freedom. Definitely, I mean, historically speaking, women's rights movement obviously brought a lot of freedoms for women, equal rights. So, well, I hope to have expanded my business by then, have a bigger facility, gymnastics facility. I'm in the works on that. And I love business. I love being in business, being an entrepreneur. So I think that I would like to venture into some other businesses over the next so many years, but that's definitely one of my main goals, is to keep pursuing business in my career.